As we know, this year has been pretty crazy, and the video we made a couple of days ago actually got me wondering, has Roblox 2025 been the worst Roblox year ever? When I think about it in detail, there actually hasn't been that much good games that have released in 2025. And 2024 was dry, but it wasn't as bad as it was in 2025. In 2023, 2022, 2021, all of those years, we kind of had games to play. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be ranking every year in the Roblox anime community. And we're going to be doing this by ranking it out of 5 stars. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. So without further ado, let's actually rank each year of Roblox anime gaming. Hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. And let's start off at 2020. Now, there are only 2 significant games I can think of that came out in the year of 2020. One of them being Shindo Life 2, which actually took the community by storm. Back then it was called Shinobi Life 2, but just for the sake of everybody's brain, let's just call it Shindo Life 2. Shindo Life 2 took the Roblox anime community by storm. The game was genuinely really good. The best Naruto game ever until this day. Yes, Shindo Life 2 had its flaws. A lot of the progression was actually hitting a log, but in my opinion, just after, I feel like Shindo Life 2 started to get bad just after the Pain update. Don't know if you guys were around back during Shinobi Life 2, but after the Pain update, things started to go left. That's when they started adding the prestige system, and all the hackers just max prestiged in under a day, and it just made PvP terrible, literally terrible. But that Pain update and before the Pain update, hey, Shindo Life 2 was kind of fun. Going to servers and going to different public servers, trying to server hop for Jinchurikis and private server hopping for like the weapons. Bro, let's not lie. If you were around during prime Shindo Life 2, if you're around after the prestige update, nobody cares. I don't care. I as soon as people started hacking to get the competitive advantage against other people, the game got lame. Before the prestige update, that beginning of the Pain, the Renningan update, and before that, Shindo Life 2, Shinobi Life 2 was goated. And Shinobi Life 2 came around September of 2020. And just following shortly after that, we got one of the most generational One Piece games to ever touch this platform, in my opinion. It's kind of trash now. It's very trash now, actually, especially when you look back. But for its time, Grand Peace Online, revolutionary. It is life-changing. Genuinely some of the most, I had a lot of fun during Prime Shindo Life 2, but Prime GPO, oh! It kept you up at night, bro. You had dreams about OG GPO. You went to sleep. If you went to sleep, dreamt about GPO. You woke up and you didn't even brush your teeth and shower or eat. You just played GPO. Before the Infinite Fruit Notifier even got added to the game, and the Infinite Fruit Notifier came around December, mid-December, and GPO came out November of 2020. So before the Infinite Notifier, people were just hard grinding for a good month, because Infinite Notifier came out around that Christmas update 1. So before that update, for a good 4 weeks, people were just hard grinding fruits. And if you saw a Logia player, in the public servers were super popular. Public servers were so fun in GPO back then. Now, oh my gosh, disgusting. But OG GPO public servers, ooh, that was fun. If you weren't hard grinding, if you were hard grinding, it was probably better to get private server with some friends. But back then, you run into a Logia player, oh boy. That guy was one of the richest guys in the game. He was just so clouted because who had a Logia fruit? Hey, you couldn't even fight Logia players. You fought a Logia player, boy, you're getting your ass beat. It doesn't matter how good you were. Getting your Haki and then max training your Haki. So it lasted, I think it was like a 2 minutes or 1 minute 30 seconds for Mac. Bro, OG GPO was some fun. The only thing that wasn't fun was actually doing the Haki Yeti quest. That was so tedious. But OG GPO was some fun. OG all along the boss rotations weren't even like, it wasn't boring. It was actually kind of fun. I remember I did so many all-longs just to get Kirabachi, bro. Oh my gosh, man. OG GPO was beautiful. Before Foyu's goons decided to ruin the game for everybody. And the shit GPO community. Yeah, the GPO community sucks balls. Moving on. So what would I give 2020 on a scale of 1 to 5? Or 1 star being the worst, 5 stars being the best? Genuinely 2020 was 5 stars. We got prime Shindo Life along with prime GPO. Nothing actually compared. Nothing compared. I'm giving it 5 stars. Let's move on to 2021. Now 2021, don't quote me, I'm not 100% sure, but 2021 was the only game I can remember significantly. I'm not talking about minor games that came out along the way. I'm talking about significant games that genuinely occupied our time for months, if not, no, multiple months. At a time, Demon 4. In July of 2021, Demon 4 came onto the platform. If you are OG of this channel, you know we ran Demon 4. We ran that mug. We were playing Demon 4 day and night for multiple hours on end. I'm talking about we were doing 12 to 20 hour days back to back for like a good 2-3 months. Demon 4 was a powerhouse. That game was actually fun when it originally released, especially because it was a good Demon 4 game that just came out. Or I said Demon 4, Demon Slayer game that just came out. For 2021, Demon 4 was really good, bro. Demon 4 did have some flaws within its combat. You could honestly infinite one-shot combo people with the shotgun combo, that OG combo. There were so many glitches. You gotta lift people into the sky. Demons were like inherently broken, but it was fun. It was the first Demon Slayer game that I got to experience outside of Wisteria. I don't even remember what year Wisteria was, but I genuinely didn't enjoy Wisteria. I thought the grind was very tedious and very boring. I can't lie. A lot of people are gonna disagree with that, but with OG Wisteria, so tedious. It was so tedious that was not fun. It like some games are so tedious, the grind gets so tedious to the point the game isn't fun anymore. That was Wisteria. That was unenjoyable in every sense of the word. But Demon 4 was genuinely really fun, especially within its release. There's not too much I can say because Demon 4 at its base is a very simple game. I can't lie to you guys, but I did enjoy it until I didn't. It kind of got a bit bland. The updates weren't that interesting. It was pretty much to copy and paste, get new breathing. They didn't really do too much that was too interesting in my opinion. And Demon 4 is actually till today has made a comeback. I'm pretty sure the devs have been updating the game and it's holding anywhere between 5 to 7k players from the last time I saw it, which was like a week or 2 ago. But 2021 Demon 4 did its job. Along with that, we obviously still had GPO getting the updates, so we rotated between the two. Hold up, for 2021 I almost forgot Deep Woken came out. That should be a sin. I forgot Deep Woken came out. Deep Woken came out December of 2021, and if we pair that with how good Demon 4 was, I know I gave 2021 4 stars. 2021 was definitely 5 stars. Deep Woken release was on par with how good 2020 was with GPO and Shindo Life 2's release. If not, you can argue a tad bit better, but Deep Woken release was really buggy. It was super laggy. For the first week and a half, it was almost unplayable for a lot of people. So don't blindly glaze and don't lie. Deep Woken was super laggy on release to the point where some people actually couldn't play. But after they fixed the lag issues, the game got a lot better. The game was definitely super nostalgic. It was way more fun to play than it is now, and there was so much interesting things to discover. People didn't even find out how to get their bells for a good month. It wasn't gate kept. Well, it kind of was, but it wasn't gate kept, but it was just pretty like there was so many different skeptical, like people will say this is how you get your bell, and other people say this is how you get your bell. It was super hard to get your bell because a lot of people didn't know how to. Deep Woken release was goated. I'm gonna push 2021 from 4 stars up to 5 stars. 2021 is up there with 2020 in Roblox. Demon 4 and Deep Woken in the same year, very crazy. And in the same year, and a year before that, you had Shindo Life 2 and GPO back to back. Just for 2022. 2022. Now, 2022 was a really interesting year. Now, testing for Project Slayers started in 2021, but the full game release was in July of 2022. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, yes, Project Slayers, for that release, that good 2-3 months of Project Slayers before, you know, they started really lacking with the updates because the back-end coding was really terrible. That first I would say the first 1 to 3 months of Project Slayers was really good. Really good. Genuinely interesting. Graphics for the time, obviously very similar to GPO, but they were still very good, very polished. Gameplay wise, there actually wasn't too much to do in Project Slayers, if you want to be quite honest, but it was genuinely a fun Demon Slayer game to play for its release. Okay, you gotta give it that. You definitely gotta give it that. Project Slayers did carry 2022 very heavily, but again, it didn't last too long because the updates were really slow. And we did have some dry periods within 2022 because once Project Slayer started to die down, GPO took a very long time with the updates. It was super hard, it got slow, but it wasn't stale. It definitely wasn't stale. For 2022, I give it a 3.5. I give 2020 no. Yeah, a 3.8. 3.8. I don't know how that works with stars. But I give it like a 3.8. Between that 3.5 stars, 3.8, I can't give it a 4. A 4 is very high. And Project Slayers got boring really quick, especially because as a tester, this is just my opinion, as a tester, we got to almost play through the whole game. No, we did play through the whole game before it actually even got to release, which I really didn't like. I don't like it when testers are actually able to, if you're going to allow testers to play your game early, wipe them for release. You have to wipe testers before release, bro. It's so boring being a tester and having your account maxed out on release. Oh my gosh, it's so boring. Or at least separate the test server and the main game. Like, it's so boring being able to run into the main game with a maxed out build when the game has just released. Stop doing that, Roblox developers, please. Yeah, I give it a 3.5. 2022. 2023. Now, we start 2023 off with February-March timeframe of Arcane Odyssey. And Arcane Odyssey, for its release, was actually very entertaining. Now, I will admit, I really enjoyed Arcane Odyssey's progression. The story elements, the progression, the world building, like ship gameplay, everything was actually pretty solid, very entertaining, and it was replayable. However, Arcane Odyssey didn't actually have much to its gameplay. The story kind of prolonged you with, you know, having to reach certain levels to progress again through the story and doing side quests, but it was pretty interesting. It added more depth to the gameplay instead of making it super linear. But where I think Arcane Odyssey didn't really appeal to me was obviously the old Roblox aesthetic and even the mechanics, old Roblox mechanics, keybinds, and things of that nature. It got a little bit annoying to play. The keybinds, very old school, not really modern. It's pretty annoying to switch between games and then have to get used to Arcane Odyssey's very stupid controls all over again. And gameplay wise, it just felt like it was old school Roblox. I honestly think Arcane Odyssey, if it was a modern day game more suited towards modern Roblox, would probably be the most popular game on the Roblox platform, period. Arcane Odyssey aesthetically is amazing. It looks beautiful. Gameplay, it's actually really good. It's just a little bit, it needs to be your cup of tea. Arcane Odyssey is a lot of people's is not a lot of people's cup of tea, which is the problem. It can be pretty bland. But the game overall is good. Kept us entertained for quite a while and kept us going until April, where we got Voxel Blade, or you can say Voxel Blade Remastered, but let's just call it Voxel Blade. Now, Voxel Blade was amazing. Every part of Voxelblade was beautiful. From the music, the OST, the sound effects, the visuals, the pixels, the build combinations, the progression. Beautiful. I loved how non-linear it was, and you could take the game in any direction you wanted to play it in. Like, you didn't have to do the main storyline quest off jump. You could go progress any way you wanted to. You could make all types of different builds. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful watching the community make builds. I mean, I still have my spreadsheets from build customizations and build creators. Bro, Voxelblade was beautiful, genuinely beautiful, and its replay value was almost limitless until the developers decided they wanted to gut the builds of people playing a PvE game. Why are you gutting builds in a PvE game? I don't like Roblox developers sometimes, bro. I really don't. Do you know how it's just, you wanted to play a game, but then it's just like there's no point, because if I make a build and it's good, it's gonna get gutted a couple of days later, bro. Upsetting, but it is what it is. Voxelblade was a beautiful game whilst it lasted. And then in July, we got the first installment of Type Soul. Now, the excitement you hear in my voice was how excited I was jumping into Type Soul. Now, originally, I had slept on Type Soul. I didn't really think it was gonna be that great. You know, CC game. I genuinely, till this day, don't really enjoy CC game. Just don't like it. The fact that it's closed off to everybody is just so cringe. And then the entitlement CC players feel for the fact that they're in CC is, I forget, they're just always so cocky. Why do CC players belittle public players or players that look forward to getting in the game when it gets public? There's always something about like testers and CC players and mods for why are the mods for CC games always so high and mighty? Bro, these guys, I'm so sorry. I don't think I've met, I don't know all of them, but I don't think I've been or know a CC community that didn't have the most egotistical mods and admins. Unless you are someone with clout, they look at you like duh. And that's me speaking as a YouTuber, bro. I remember on so many different occasions, I used to make like I used to make Discord accounts and just be a random person. And bro, I mean, even in my own server, if you're not somebody with clout, these people just like treat you like nothing, bro. It's so cringe. What's up with you Roblox people, bro? Anyways, we're straying away from the point. Type Soul, when it actually came out, was amazing. I think OG Type Soul, the first 1 to 2 months, because after that 3-month period, the developers started getting lazy. They weren't really updating, and that first 2 months of OG Type Soul, beautiful. I think OG Type Soul compares to how much fun I had during Deep Woken and GPO arc. Genuinely. OG Type Soul was so fun. It was annoying, but it was so fun. There was a lot of moments that no game has been able to replicate in OG Type Soul. Honestly, I can't even lie to you guys. It's a shame the owners of Type Soul then decided they wanted to be dickheads, and the owners of Type Soul now are even worse. It's the same anyways. And in December, we got Anime Showdown. Now, I had my qualms of Anime Showdown, mainly how they promoted the game, but that's in the past and it's neither here or there. Anime Showdown is actually a pretty good game. I think it's the best looking and the most entertaining anime battle arena game we have ever gotten. It had some really bad hitboxes, and it had some flaws. It had some flaws for sure. But in terms of visuals, it was actually beautiful. It's just anime battle arena games aren't actually entertaining after playing. You play for an hour and you're bored, bro. It doesn't really matter. People, I don't know why you guys still make anime battle arena game. What do you think your game's gonna be different? It's not. Doesn't matter how good you think the game is. Anime battle arena genre is just boring. ABA has solidified itself on the platform, which is why it's still doing well. Your game's not gonna be an ABA. Stop making ABA game, okay? Let's move on. Oh wait, no. I'm pretty sure Anime Showdown came out in December, so that's the end of 2023. Now, if we give 2023 stars out of 5, it gets a little, wow, 2023 has been an 8-minute ramble. Let's wrap this up. Out of out of 5 stars. 2023 honestly gets a 5. It had very solid games come out. You had Arcane Odyssey, Voxel Blade, and OG Type Soul. Anime Showdown doesn't really contribute much to this, but those 3 games in specific, I give it 5 stars. 2024. Now 2024 is where a lot of the original people thought the golden age was gonna start, mainly because that's when games like Revolveragz and Revolveragz were actually meant to come out. Now we know that to not be the case because we're almost in 2026, but 2024 had a few releases, a few of them. Starting off with Pocket Anime testing phase. Oh, guys, this was in February. February of 2024. Very soon it's gonna be 2 years since the Pocket Anime first testing phase. And if it reaches 2 years, oh my gosh, the Pocket Anime developers, you guys are gonna need to answer to some shit, man. Oh, you guys are gonna need to answer, bro. I am so sorry. You guys are gonna need to say something that's not a paragraph. You're gonna need to compensate these, bro. 2 years since the testing phase, and we still haven't had the next testing phase. Chat, what do we think of this? Anyways, Pocket Anime testing phase was February of 2024. And it was actually really fucking fun. It was really fun, bro. It was really fun. Unfortunately, we had it for a couple of days and then it's gone. Let's not talk about Pocket Anime anymore. I will get irritated. Next, we had Tales of Tenerio. Now, Tales of Tenerio came out around March and it was meant to come out on so many different occasions. They kept delaying and we found out the reason why they kept delaying. Game was not in a state where it was ready to be released. It was not in a state where it was ready to be released. I'm very sure they still don't have the Mega Evolution versions that they showcased in trailers, which is crazy. There's still no PvP, which is also crazy. When developers delay games, let's just assume the game's getting delayed for a reason, because it's clearly not ready. Let's move on. Next, we had Type Soul re-release. Again, we had a Type Soul re-release in April. This re-release was okay. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't as good as OG, but it was decent. It was decent. Let's move on. Next, we have Eternal Battlegrounds that came out in August, and I don't know what those guys were thinking. Everybody kind of said the YBA developer thought the YBA clout was enough to make a anime battle arena game, and it's not even the fact that he created an anime battle arena game. It's the fact that Eternal Battlegrounds was just bad. Let's put it plain and simple, it was pretty bad. I think it was the first time where the community collectively came together before the game came out and said, hey, we want nothing to do with your game, fix your first game. The Roblox anime community actually did something productive. Next up, we have Shonen Unleashed, which came out in November, another anime battle arena game. Shonen Unleashed is one of the more well-made anime battle arena games. However, it's an anime battle arena game. Next up in September, we had Heroes Online 2. Oh my gosh, that game was fucking terrible. Next up, we have Devas of Creation, which came in September. Now, Devas of Creation was honestly, on release, it was pretty entertaining. We did end up finding out they sourced some packages from Steam for a lot of their mobs. A lot of mobs reused the same animations and VFXs. It felt like the game was put together in a very... Obviously, the game wasn't lazy, but it felt like a really lazy way of putting the RPG together. But Devas of Creation definitely had potential, which is really... There was a lot of shortcuts. Devas of Creation had a lot of shortcuts. If you are a developer, you know exactly what I mean. Devas of Creation had a lot of shortcuts, and it ended up taking a toll on the game. The developers worked at a very slow pace as well for the updates. Too many shortcuts, and if you're gonna take that many shortcuts, the game needs to at least be... I mean, for crying out loud, there was an RNG quest to get a mount, and if you didn't get the mount that you wanted, or a good mount, or even get a mount, you would have to repeat that quest over and over to RNG for a mount. I've never seen an RNG mount quest in my life. I can't lie to you, chat. At some point during the year, don't remember when, we got Ninja. Now Ninja, you had to pay $100 to get inside of, and trust me, it wasn't worth it. Thank God I didn't. We also had Guri in 2024 as well, which was honestly terrible, but I think Guri was a scam. I'm sorry. I know the game quote unquote had content, which there wasn't much of, by the way. But you guys kept spending Robux on the game to get what you want. The game was very, in my opinion, very low effort, very low quality, and you guys made the developers very rich. So congratulations to the Roblox anime community. And then in December we got Jujutsu Infinite. Do I even need to say anything? Do I need to say anything? Now, if we had to rank 2024 on a scale of 1 star to 5 stars, I'm honestly gonna give it 3 stars. 2024 had so many releases, but all of the releases were like filler dog shit. I'm not blurting that out. It was filler dog water, bro. Filler dog water. Like, it was struggle after struggle after struggle after struggle after struggle. It was pretty bad. We didn't really have a solid release. I mean, Jujutsu Infinite, I guess you could low-key say, but other than that, Type Soul for a month. 2024 was pretty bad. 3 stars out. And now we are in 2025, the year of promises that are yet to be fulfilled. Is it going to be another 2024 with releases that are meant to come out but don't come out, or is it going to be a year, the golden age? Is it going to be the start of the golden age? We're gonna have to wait and find out, but it's super 50-50, super coin flip right now, and it's pretty depressing to think about if these games don't come out. It's pretty depressing. However, what we did experience in 2025 was TikTok brain rot games taking over the platform. The rise of TikTok brain rot game. First of them was Hunters actually took the hype of solo leveling and just misled a lot of it. That game was trash. I got flamed for saying it was trash, and then you guys actually got to play the game and said, oh, Revolver, you were right, the game is trash. I mean, you shouldn't need me to tell you the game is trash. You can look at sneaks and see if the game is trash. You guys just follow hype trains, and it's pretty disgusting, and you would think you guys have learned from following blind hype trains. If you don't see extended gameplay, never believe the game is going to be good, okay? Other than that, we also got Mugen, which in my opinion is another TikTok brain rot game, because the game got hyped because of montage music on TikTok. I kid you not, the game got hyped because of montage music on TikTok. The gameplay was literally just people clicking and spamming right click and pressing the Q button, and they made it look a little bit cinematic, and people were getting their panties in a bunch. We need to play this game. What's this game? Bro, in what world have you seen 2 people just spamming the N1 button and it was gonna be a good entertaining game to actually play? Oh my gosh, the Roblox anime community. It's so easy to get money out of these guys. Maybe I should make a game. Well, we also had a bunch of sports Roblox anime games, which was Crollo just being a smart Roblox developer, I guess, farming money. So congratulations to him. And then we got the actual brain rot games coming onto the platform. Grow a Garden, Grows Offline, Tun 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 Shahr Simulator, Steal a Brain Rot, Poop a Brain Rot, Fart a Brain Rot, Grow a Brain Rot, Labubu, Steal a Labubu, Labubu Offline. There was a Grow a Harem game. There's so many Grows Offline games coming onto the platform right now. Even as we speak, there are some being created and releasing on the platform. 2025 has been dark. Apart from that, we actually got Fire Force Online, which popped in May, which was literally the same thing as the OG Fire Force Online. And the only reason we didn't talk about the OG Fire Force Online is because it wasn't a significant release. Now, you can argue the second release of Fire Force Online wasn't a significant release either, but 2025 has actually had nothing, so it kind of was a significant release. I low-key do think Fire Force Online was more popular this time around than it was before, but it died quicker. It died quick before, but it died quicker this time, I'm very sure, because the game just actually lacked substance. It felt like a 2020 game in 2025, which I said in multiple videos, so don't flame me. In the month of June, we actually got Rune Slayer, which, Rune Slayer was actually a beautiful game. Genuinely super enjoyable on its release, and I do kind of miss it. However, the developers kind of missed the ball with the updates. The first big update was genuinely terrible. There were smaller updates that were kind of bad too, but it was recoverable. But the big update finally came, and it was just not good, bro. It wasn't fun gameplay. It was tedious gameplay, and there's a difference between making your player base grind and making them one slave away. There's a big difference between the two. Runeslayer did a bad job of that big update, and it paid the toll for that. The game is currently in maintenance. Don't know how long it's going to be in maintenance for, but it's in maintenance. And then shortly afterwards, we got Roblox. Now, Roblox, genuinely, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every second of Roblox until Endgame. Endgame got so bad. Oh, Endgame got so bad. There was genuinely nothing to do with Endgame in Endgame. And then when the things you actually wanted to grind for in Endgame, the developers made this was probably worse than Runeslayer in terms of having to grind for Endgame gear and weapons. Really bad. Having to grind 5 to 10 times for a 0.0001 drop is the most absurd thing known to man. It's actually pretty disgusting. Trying to get a 0.1 drop once, fair. Having to do it 5 to 10 times, not fair. Not fair at all. Why am I playing your game at that point? Because after I get the weapon, what do I even do with it? There's no good end game modes to even use the weapon in. So why am I actually grinding for it? Yeah, very stupid on the Roblox development team part. And then the updates that followed for Roblox were just really lackluster in my opinion. Really lackluster. They finally added like Buccaneer and all of them stuff, but by then it was just too late. Most of the players tuned out because of how bad the end game just wasn't worth grinding. And then in July we got Type Soul re-release, and we all know how that went. So 2025 has probably been the worst year in Roblox anime gaming history. If you notice, between the games that released and the time frames that correlate to now, we spent the majority of the year doing nothing. Most people are playing games off of Roblox. Most people are just struggling with Roblox games or playing older Roblox games. Or if you're like me, you're just not playing Roblox at all, and you're probably doing stuff in real life, which is pretty upsetting because I'd rather be on Roblox than out of Roblox. But there's nothing to do on Roblox. I'm not gonna force myself to play Roblox. So 2025 so far, I gotta give it a 2 stars. I'm not gonna lie, I might give it 1. No, I'm gonna give it 2 stars because Runeslayer release and Roblox release was genuinely entertaining. I'll give it 2 stars because one star for each of those, Roblox and Runeslayer. But it's been the worst year in Roblox anime history. I honestly think 2024, as bad as it is, was way better than 2025 has been. And yeah, that's honestly it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any games I missed as well. I genuinely don't think there is. There are a lot of games that have come out in 2025 and 2024, even 2023 that I didn't talk about. 2022 as well, that I didn't talk about, but none of those games really matter. They didn't really impact the platform in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. But if there was a game that you felt like impacted anything, let me know. Give me the reason why, give me the year as well. And yeah, I'd love to see you guys' opinion on which years you really thought dominated. As well as that, if you made it to the end, please rank your years as well. I want to see you guys rank your years and let me know what years you thought to be the best. I'm pretty sure YBA released sometime within this time frame too, but I never played. I didn't care for YBA, so it didn't make it to the list because it wasn't really impactful for me. AUT obviously released as well. It wasn't really impactful to me, which is why that wasn't on the list as well. I'm very sure there are 2 or 3 other games that released that I just didn't care for. But yeah, that's it from me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Love and appreciate you. Peace.